Hey everyone, how are you doing? Today is Friday and it's Subs Week and I'm Angelo, your Friday sub. Today we are doing reintroductions and talking about the new year. So if you have not seen this face before, this beautiful face, I am Angelo Nasios. I am a writer, author, blogger, YouTuber, and king of the known universe. And here's my crown. I have been on YouTube since 2008, doing tarot videos. I'm well known as a tarot author and reader, and up until recently, that's what I have been doing. I still do that a little bit, and I have been switching gears a little, doing more of pagan education, Greek education, Hellenic education, basically. With Hellenism, my path, the Greek tradition. I am an ethnic Greek, following and practicing the Greek tradition here in the diaspora in New York with the other Greeks. And one of the main reasons why I joined the Pagan Perspective, which was about 3 years ago, it's been 3 years already, wow. I joined the Pagan Perspective so that I could, what the goal was for me to share with the wider pagan community a Greek perspective on the topics on paganism, because the Hellenic pantheon, the Greek tradition, Greek mythology, all things Greek are very popular, in the wider neo-pagan community, and Wiccans and other paths related that draw on and inspired by Hellenism and the Greek tradition. So I really felt motivated to come onto the platform and make this my starting place to share knowledge. After joining the Pagan Perspective, I started blogging on Patheos Pagan, so I have a blog called Hearth of Hellenism, where there also I share my my thoughts and opinions and things concerning the Greek tradition, its history, religion, mythology, philosophy, all sorts of things. I am a history graduate student and I study ancient history. My particular subject field is religion, of course. I did my undergrad in religion. And in my graduate work, I focus a lot on religion, culture, and that sort of thing, culture and religion of the ancient world, Greece in particular. Those are the things that I am interested in. I'm very much interested in those things, and if you follow me on Twitter, that's all you're basically going to get from me on Twitter. I'm a freak on Twitter. I'm tweeting all the time. I talk about Hellenism, polytheism, paganism, history, religion, and leftist politics, No, that's all you'll see on my Twitter. So, that's me. Now that reintroductions are out of the way, the new year. So, do we celebrate the changing of the calendar in our tradition, or when is the new year in our tradition? So, we, of course I'm going to recognize the secular new year, but it's not a religious, it doesn't have religious significance in the Greek tradition. The new year for the Greeks varied. In Athens it was in the summer, sometime in July, and then for other places or other New Years, the New Year could occur either in the spring or after the corn harvest. So you have two other times of the year that are theoretically proposed as potential New Years, and that I got that from Burkett over here, Greek religion. He says that. So, but I know for the Attic calendar in Athens, it was the New Year was in July. I celebrate the secular New Year because it's more in harmony with the world. Everyone's doing that New Year, so I'm just going to stick to that. What I find interesting, though, because we are talking about the new year and religious significance, I wrote a blog recently on Hearth of Hellenism and Patheos Pagan about the first festival. So, it's January 2019, we are in the new year, and we follow a 12-month calendar, and each month there's a festival. So I blogged about this. It's the new year, and what happens to be the first festival of the new year in the secular calendar? It happens to be the Theogamia, which is the sacred marriage, the divine marriage of Zeus and Hera, and we celebrate their union, their principles, the masculine, the feminine, the earth, the water, coming together and producing life. It's a great archetype. that represents. And so, and also this time of the year in Athens also, in Athens, this is where most weddings actually occurred during the January time. During the Theogamia, the divine marriage, people actually imitated that and got married themselves. So that being said, I blogged about that, and what does that mean? Like, reflecting on the divine marriage occurring at the beginning of what we consider the new year. And I thought that was very interesting, and basically I take the festival and boil it down to an abstract concept, which is commitment and promises. Again, marriage, is about the commitment and promise. And occurring at the new year, basically, I see that as the commitments and promises we make to ourselves and to others, and also the dedication that we put forward to others and ourselves. The promise, the dedication, the commitment. And usually at this time of the year, people are making resolutions, resolutions that this year I'm going to do this year I'm going to do that, and I thought that was such a great connection between what we do secularly, the resolutions, with a religious significance going back to antiquity with the Theogamia of the divine marriage, which could be viewed as the commitments, and also people getting married physically, literally in the real world. We're getting married back then and making that commitment. So really, this is a month about the commitment. What are you going to commit yourself to this year going forward? And also in the Greek community during the month, we also have two virtues. Every month has two virtues with the deities involved of the month. And the virtues involved this month happen to be frankness. I'm giving you the English translations. It's boldness, or you can also translate it as frankness, and also pride. So frankness being the speaking, directly, honestly, with respect, and saying what you need to say, and not being afraid to speak up when you need to. It comes in very handy. It's a good teaching, for when someone's being bullied, you don't shy away from it. You speak up and you say something. See something, say something, kind of. But frankness also is noble. It gives someone respect when you speak in a frank way that doesn't try to hide or beat around the bush or flatter people. Trying to blow smoke up people's ass. Basically, it's the frankness of being able to speak honestly in a way that isn't offensive. Also, pride. We celebrate the virtue of pride. Pride is usually something that is often looked down upon, or it has become something sinful. And we avoid hubris. Trying to overinflate ourselves. But also, the idea of pride is very important, because without pride, there's no self-worth. You have to have a certain level of pride in yourself and what you do and what you accomplish and what you're capable of, to have a sense of worth and dignity, and able to go out into the world and accomplish your goals and live well. You have a certain level of pride. So, being that the virtue also of the month is pride, what I view in that is, you look back in the previous year. You look back at 2018, find the things you were prideful of, what you accomplished, what you did well, recognize that and say, I did this very well, I accomplished this, it gives me pride, I feel good, and going forward into the new year in 2019, I can hold my head up high and go and accomplish more. I can achieve more because I have this worth that I've developed through my hard work, which I'm prideful of. So it's a good pride. It's a healthy pride of hard work and your accomplishments. So those are the two virtues for the month as well. So that's how I look at the secular New Year, through a religious lens, through the Greek tradition. So that's that. And also, what are our plans and goals for this year? I'm trying to write 2 books. I have 2 book ideas. One on tarot. I want to write one more tarot book. And I also want to start writing a book on Hellenism, to talk about Greek paganism for the neo-pagan community, or just the pagan community. People who are interested in the Greek religion, the Greek tradition, things like that. I really want to start writing a book. I've been blogging for a year and a half now. I have a lot of material I want to refine and put into a book and really just send it out there for people to read and to put into practice, really. So those are some of my goals, and that's about it, really. This is going over 10 minutes. I'm going to stop it now. So thank you everyone for watching, and take care.